Good morning, students. Today we will start with second lecture of emerging trends. So, yesterday we have discussed about cloud computing. What is cloud computing? Cloud computing is when we store all the data at some common place and multiple users can access it through different mediums. So, there are three primary models of cloud computing. IaaS. First model is IaaS, infrastructure as a service. So infrastructure as a service gives users access to storage, networking, servers and other computing resources via cloud. So as it is related to infrastructure, so it involves like storage medias, how to give access to storage, what type of networking methods are used, what type of networking devices are used, server, how the server is connected, what are the storage medias of server. So these all things comes under infrastructure as a service. So while user is still responsible for managing their applications, data, middleware, etc. But everything has to manage by the user. User is responsible to store the data, to access the data. But they use different types of tools for automatically managing the things like how to manage the memory, how to manage networking. So IaaS provides automated and scalable environments that provide a high degree of control and flexibility for the user. So the key features involve, instead of purchasing hardware outright, user pay for IaaS on demand. It means that there is no need to buy the hardware. Apart from that, user can simply use the hardware just by paying for it. The real life example of this is, for example, ATM. There is no need to buy ATM machine if you have to operate it. You just have to pay some charges and you can use this service. Next is, infrastructure is scalable depending upon processing and storage needs. Enterprises saves the cost of buying and maintaining their own hardware. Same way, enterprises are saving their cost, as in they don't have to buy the hardware and to maintain. They can use built-in hardwares and they can simply pay for it. So the real life examples of infrastructure services are Amazon Web Services, AWS. Amazon Web Service is the most common services used in today's media. Next is EC2. It is also a product of Amazon. Next is Microsoft Azure. It is a product of Microsoft. Google Compute Engine. Same way, you can use all these services and you don't have to buy all these things. You can simply use it by just paying for it. Even some of the things are free of cost. But if you want more number of memory or more number of services, so in that case, sometimes you have to pay. Next service is platform as a service, PaaS, platform. So, a service provider offers access to a cloud-based environment in which users can develop, manage and deliver applications. So, basically it provides you a platform where you can develop, manage and deliver applications. For example, if you people are using Google Drive, so it is just a platform for you. And if you want to develop some programs, you can use built-in things to develop programs and you can send it to someone. So this is platform as a service. So in addition to storage and other computing resources, users are able to use a suite of pre-built tools to develop, customize and test their own applications. So almost any internet connected devices from virtually anywhere in the world The real life example is as we people are uh, learning and studying lectures. So this is real life example of platform as a service. I am developing this lectures on some other platform and I am sharing with you, and you are using another platform to listen it. So the real life examples are Google, G Suite, GitHub, SAP, Slack and Dropbox. Next is SaaS, software as a service provider. The service provider delivers software and applications through the internet. As the name is software. Software means it is related to the software. So when we deliver softwares and applications through the internet, users do not install applications on their local devices. Instead, the applications reside on a remote cloud network accessed through the web or an API. So the key features are SaaS vendors provide users with softwares and applications via subscription model. They provide different types of softwares and models to users by using any of the media. Next is users do not have to manage, install or upgrade software. It means, for example, if you are using any video software, there is no need to update the software, to change the software. You can simply use the software provided by the company. Data is secure in the cloud. Equipment failure does not result in data loss of data. So if data is secured in terms of cloud, means data is stored at some common media, and if your device fail, like your computer fails, your phone fail, it will not affect your data. You can again get it from the cloud. Use of resources can be scaled depending on the service need. So that was all about the services like SaaS, PaaS and IaaS, services, infrastructure and platform. So these were the types or the models of cloud computing. Next is types of cloud computing. Types of cloud computing, there are basically two main types of cloud computing, public and private. And there is one third form which is related to both public and private. So we have public, private and hybrid. Hybrid means combination of both public and private. So let's start with public cloud. What is public cloud? So public cloud, all the services and supporting infrastructures are managed off-site over the internet and shared across multiple users. As the name is public, so it is related publicly. So public clouds are more efficient and inexpensive than private and hybrid. The reason is the services are public, the user can access it easily. So the real life example of public cloud is Amazon AWS. Amazon AWS is Amazon Web Services. Amazon Web Services is a very large cloud computing platform which provide services to many users. Next is Microsoft Azure. It is again a very large cloud platform which is supported by Microsoft. Next is Google Cloud Platform. Google Cloud Platform again is a very large cloud platform which provides services to many of the users. So as their name suggests, these are public cloud computing services which provides a large platform to store the data and to store the data as well as to access the data. Next is private cloud. As the name is private, the private cloud provides IT services through the internet or a private network. Here private network can be a virtual network, virtual private network to selected users. It means it provides services to selected users as it is a private cloud. For example, we have this organization, Arham organization, and we can create a private cloud of Arham only. So only the users to whom we give access can access the cloud of Arham, or we can say the students of Arham or teachers of Arham can access only that cloud. So this is private cloud. All the data is protected behind the firewall. In this, firewalls are used to protect the data, and firewall is also used to protect or to prevent unauthorized users. So private cloud solutions are preferred for enhanced security and privacy by the user. No doubt private cloud provides more security and more privacy. So if you get a question on which one is more secure and more private, so the answer is private cloud, yet it is very costly. So as I have told you, for example, if Arham is as an organization provides private cloud, so it was up to the Arham college that to whom they want to provide access, and they must use firewall to protect that media, to protect that cloud. Next is hybrid. Hybrid is a combination of both private and public. So hybrid cloud environment combines both public and private cloud elements. The clouds in a hybrid environment communicate over an encrypted connection and allow for the portability of data and applications. So hybrid cloud allow greater flexibility as compared to that of public and private, as it supports some features of public and it's some features of private, so it is very flexible. Now next topic is benefits of cloud computing. What are the benefits of using cloud computing? If we are using cloud, what are the benefits? The first is cost saving. Very important benefit is cost saving. There is no need to buy hardware, to buy memory to that extent. So we can simply use it on cloud. Cloud computing solutions are inexpensive than the actual overall infrastructure setup for the IT services. So it is a very cost efficient way. Reliable. Cloud computing solutions are more reliable than in-house IT infrastructure. Now it is more reliable. How it is reliable? For example, you have a PC at your home and you have saved all your data in your PC. And if your PC crashes or due to some reason your PC is unable to operate, then you will not be able to get your data or to back up your data. So in case of cloud, you are more reliable, and in cloud computing, our data is stored at multiple locations. So if the data crashes at one location, you can recover it from another location too, and you are not platform dependent. If your device fails, your data will not be lost. You can easily get data from the cloud on any other device, so it is more reliable. Next is mobility. Cloud computing solutions are more portable because user can access data anytime, anywhere as required. So that was all about cloud. What are the benefits of cloud? Let's start with next topic, artificial intelligence. It is one of the very trending topic. Nowadays, many of the IT industries are working on this artificial intelligence media, as this media is this artificial intelligence area is very beneficial as it provides many advanced services. So let's start with artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is an area of computer science that emphasizes on creation of intelligent machines that work and react like humans. So the main aim of artificial intelligence is artificially create the intelligence, as machines don't have any intelligence. Even computer do not have any intelligence on its own. It operates on human brain. Computer operates on human brain. Similarly, no machine have brain. That's why machine never tires. As we have brain, we have physical body, we we tired, we have emotions, we have feelings. In the same way, machines do not have any feelings, no emotions, no brain. They operate only on humans. And if computer made mistake, it is not just because of computer, it is because of human. Computer cannot make mistake also. So artificial intelligence branch deals with how we can merge intelligence to the machines, how we can make machines intelligent with human intelligence so that they can operate like humans. So this is artificial intelligence. Now, why there is a need to make machines intelligent? Because we want all the work to be done by machines itself, because it reduces overall cost and overall human power. So this is the main reason. And secondly, it operates at a very fast rate, and as I have told you, machines do not make mistakes on their own. So that's why these are more reliable ways. So that's why we make use of artificial intelligence nowadays. So in your real life, you make use of artificial intelligence in your day-to-day life. So artificial intelligence is different from robotics. Robot is no doubt is a form of artificial intelligence, but it is little different from artificial intelligence, because in computing or in computer science we have two different branches. One is artificial intelligence and one is machine learning. They both are very closely interrelated to each other, but they both are different. So robots or robotic technology is just a form of AI, but it is not complete AI. So, but related to some extent, in which machines sense their environment, perform calculations and physical tasks either by themselves or under the direction of people. So this is artificial intelligence. I want to give you one real life example. Nowadays, maybe many of you have seen that in many of the restaurants, robots are used to take orders or to serve the food to the customer. And similarly, as in the current situation like COVID-19 situation, many of the hospitals in the foreign countries are used robots to perform testing and to serve food to the patients and to get the things or to place the things to the customers. AI has some subfields. Now, next topic is subfields of AI. As I have told you, machine learning and AI are very closely related to each other. So these are basically the subfields of AI. So let's start with subfields of artificial intelligence. So one of the subfield of artificial intelligence is machine learning. Now what is machine learning? Machine learning is we want machines or automatically to learn the things and to respond accordingly. So this is machine learning. As when you people use punching machine to mark your attendance, it is an application of artificial intelligence and it is very closely related to machine learning. So your punching machine is an example of machine learning. Machine learning automates analytical model building to find hidden insights in data without being programmed to look for something in particular or draw a certain conclusion. Now the next thing is why we use machine learning. We use machine learning. For example, we have a huge data. We have a huge database, and in short, we want to conclude some results. Like Amazon is a website which has a huge data, and they want to draw result sale of one day, particular how many deliverables of one day. So as they want to calculate these things, they can use machine learning methods to draw conclusions from the large database. So machine learning provides tools to to easy or to perform these tasks easily. So it is basically a analytic way to draw conclusions, to find the hidden insights. Hidden insights means which are not directly visible. For example, we have a data and I want to give you one more real life example here. For example, you have a data of a college with the student name, roll number and their marks. So you have all the data of 500 students with their marks, but now you want to draw conclusion like how many students got more than 80%, how many students got more than 70%. So as you have to draw conclusions, you have to draw results, you can use machine learning methods, analytical methods to generate results. Next AI subfield is neural networks. Neural means neurons, as your brain has neurons. Neural network intimate the brain's array of interconnected neurons. As your brain has neurons and they all are interconnected, so same way any relay information between various units to find connections and to derive meaning from the data. If you have different type of databases, you have different types of data, neural networks are used to establish relationship between the data. For example, if you have a result of students with marks, like how much marks they get, and you have one more database which represents the fees status of particular student. So you can relate both the databases to conclude result that you will display the result of student only if he has paid his fees. So neural networks are used to connection relationship between different types of databases. Next AI field is deep learning. Deep learning utilizes really big neural network and a lot of computing power to find complex patterns in data for applications such as image and speech recognition. Next is cognitive computing. What is cognitive computing? It is about creating a natural human-like interaction, including using the ability to interpret speech and respond it. Cognitive computing is like you people use in Google speech recognition system. Like you can speak on the mic and it will modify your speech, as computer understands only binary language. So it will modify your speech into binary language. Then it will understand it and produce results accordingly. So this is cognitive computing. It is all about creating a natural human-like interaction. And robot is one of the example of cognitive computing. Next is computer vision. It employs a pattern recognition and deep learning to understand the concept of pictures, videos and enable machines to use the real-time images to make sense of what's around them. Computer vision is like, I hope you people have seen that when you get when you, for example, you are paying something or you want to make payment and you get an option like enter CAPTCHA. Enter CAPTCHA means they identify whether you are a robot or not, whether you are a human or not, because they just want to check the format of digits. And nowadays rather than enter CAPTCHA, they are using images, like they provide you 5 to 6 images and they tell you that you have to identify the image, which of the image is having car or which of the image is having tree. So in that case you have to identify 3 or 4 images with which contains trees and all. So this is computer vision. Computer make use of vision to employ or to conclude results. So by this way, when you enter right CAPTCHA, when you enter correct images, it allows you to proceed to next step. So this is how computer vision, it uses our vision to analyze the videos and images. Last AI subfield is natural language processing. Natural language processing is very important field of AI. It involves analyzing and understanding human language and responding to it. Again, as I have told you, when you people give input to the Google in form of your speech, it analyzes it and provides you feedback. This is an example of natural language processes. The main aim of this is make computers understandable or make computers to understand natural language. Natural languages as we people speak English or Hindi in natural language. Alexa is one of the example of natural language processing. It understands the natural language of humans and process it accordingly. So students, that was all for today. Today we have studied about the cloud computing and the artificial intelligence. What is artificial intelligence? What are the subfields of artificial intelligence? And you can get a question on subfields of artificial intelligence, like what are the subfields of artificial intelligence. So the answer is machine learning, natural language processing, cognitive computing, neural networks, deep learning. These all are the subfields of AI. Subfields of AI means they all are related to artificial intelligence. So that's all for today.